At the heart of the health change methodology is the notion that people need to go through a sequential set of processes in order to develop new habits or take certain actions. This generic behaviour change pathway doesn't only apply to health behaviours, it applies to all voluntary actions where people are able to make a conscious choice about whether to act or not. So what are these processes? Well, firstly, people need to know what to do at a macro level. Usually they won't do something unless they understand the reasons for taking action and believe that they'll achieve some kind of outcome that benefits them. The way they process this information and the person's expectations of the outcomes will then impact heavily on their motivation to actually take action or not. This in turn will impact on how the person prioritises their potential actions in this area against their other life priorities. Then they'll need to decide whether or not to commit to planning or taking action now or not. At this point you can see a dotted line going through the diagram. We call this the decision line. It's the point at which a person decides whether or not they will commit to taking action on an issue in the near future. So if you talk about action-oriented goals with someone before they cross this line, you can really create some resistance because they're not yet ready to take action. But once a person does make a commitment to taking action, some degree of planning is usually required for this to happen. Without adequate planning, often our intentions are not carried out, especially when barriers, obstacles, everyday life gets in the way. Things can also get in the way after we initiate action. Therefore, we need to be able to self-regulate our behaviour in order to persevere with planned actions, particularly when our environmental situation changes. So in summary, initiating and sustaining action requires a number of different processes to occur. Now, sometimes people negotiate these processes quite successfully on their own. However, a common reason that people don't improve their health outcomes is because they get stuck at one of the points in the behaviour change pathway and therefore fail to take or sustain action. Now, knowing that this health change pathway describes the behaviour change processes that people go through in order to follow treatment advice can allow clinicians and case managers and other professionals to identify where a client might be stuck in their pathway and therefore unlikely to attend referral appointments or adhere to best practice clinical recommendations. Above the decision line, a client may benefit from assistance that builds or reinforces their motivation to act on referral and clinical recommendations. Below the decision line, they may benefit from assistance that builds their confidence in taking or sustaining action for improved outcomes. The health change methodology enables clinicians and case managers to use their existing skill base more effectively. It also provides time efficiency in their clinical practice and case management interactions by allowing them to quickly identify and target key adherence issues for patients. The health change methodology provides clinicians and case managers with a set of integrated tools which acts as a decision support framework to help them to move their patients or clients through their behaviour change pathway. Firstly, the methodology provides a set of clearly defined practice principles to operationalise and enable clinicians and case managers to use a person-centred communication style in their interactions with clients. It also provides a set of essential behaviour change techniques to identify potential barriers and help to build client motivation and confidence to do the things required to get better health and quality of life outcomes. The methodology also includes a way of thinking about barriers to action and facilitators for change to prompt health service providers to quickly identify and address the most common barriers. The most crucial component of the model is the decision framework. It guides health service providers to know where any particular client is located on their behaviour change pathway and apply the appropriate principles and techniques to help the client to understand their conditions and treatment options, to make decisions, take action and self-regulate for improved outcomes. And don't forget that the whole purpose of using HealthChange methodology is to gain better health and quality of life outcomes for patients or clients by increasing adherence to referral, lifestyle and treatment recommendations that are given to them by health service providers.